Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. So today is June the 1st. I am leaving for Miami later today and I want to go ahead and recap the month of May. So I did go ahead and reconcile the budget, I think either late last night or early this morning, I can't remember, in preparation for this video. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and we're not in June at all. We are in May and just talk about how May went essentially. So, let's see. Let me go ahead and check off these. Cell phones was paid, life insurances was paid. Personal trainer actually came in under. That was paid, renter insurance. Personal trainer came in under, but the bill was paid. So you'll see that it wasn't actually this amount, but it was paid. As for our goals, we actually decided, because we had another medical bill roll in, and on top of that, we had another medical bill roll in, and then we had to do some car stuff, which I'll share with you what all that was about. But renter insurance was paid. We paid that every year in May. We paid our speeding tickets. I forgot all about those at the beginning of May. We paid all of our medical bills except for this one. I'm trying to get that one. And we actually paid another one for $113. So in total we paid $583, $621, $113. We have to pay this one, and then I think that I'll have to pay another one. It's really small though, like smaller than that. So we did get the bigger ones paid. And then we have prepped to pay our car insurance in full. We're going to pay that on June the 5th, and it's going to be $945. I set that goal before I knew how much it would be. And then we didn't really do anything for Mother's Day. I don't even know what Mother's Day was. And we did budget for NYC and AT. Oh, as you guys know, my mother actually recently passed away, but my husband's mom actually worked Mother's Day and stuff. So therefore, we didn't really make a big to-do about Mother's Day, quite honestly. But moving on to here. Oh, this is going to bother me. I hate the way that this binds. Okay, that's better. Okay, so we are actually going to talk about income first, and I think that you guys like for me to zoom in more, even though I would think people would like to see the whole view, but I think you guys like for me to zoom in, so let me do that. Okay, so this was a mid-month check-in, and this is going to be like the end of the month. So like that was income and expenses and stuff for the middle of the month. So for the end of the month, as for income, we have, the end of the month, we have, that is not, my bad, that is not even the right, that was June. I was in June doing math. Okay, so we have my husband in the other room tagging me and stuff. That's what we have. We have, so when I do, I didn't mention this, but when I do this, I include everything from our online income report because taxes are already accounted for. And I also include, I do not include the Erin Condren like referral credit stuff. I know I share with you guys that that is a source of income, but I don't include it in this in case anybody was wondering. So Shea Budgets had a good month this month. And I think that's actually, wow. Wow. Look at that. That's wild. Actually, it probably is. It's actually probably closer. It probably is 7,200 because I just estimated for the rollover. So we actually probably brought in exactly 7,200 as for this income, this Shea Budgets and Shea and all of that. I was wondering if I should, I'll go ahead and do it in black. So the total was 7,000. Oh, the birds. 1,000, 7,001. So 7,000, 1,000, $7,199.56. So we don't budget for my husband's income, but I will tell you that a lot of that went to car repairs. We'll talk about that momentarily, and medical expenses. As you can tell, Well, we didn't really have to use a lot of that for medical expenses and stuff like that, but there were other expenses that we had to deal with outside of these bills, and these are kind of bills that came in later for visits and stuff that we did months ago. So we'll talk about that. Why are they loud back there? That is so annoying. Do you hear that? Okay, anyway, moving on. As for rent and water, we ended up paying $620 per usual, so I'm going to use this black pen to mark that. And then cable and internet came in exactly at $110.71. As you can see, that matches up to here because at around the middle of the month, some of the bills had already been paid. You would think I live in New York. Do y'all hear that alarm? So here's my frustration. These are people out of school, and it's literally Saturday at 8 o'clock, and I'm trying to figure out why that's even a thing, and they're at the school. Okay, so as for electricity, that actually came in a little bit over, and that was $103.63. So I did budget based on what I projected, and I was just off by a few dollars, obviously. For cell phones, that came in exactly at $86.50. For my allowance, that came in, so every dollar is actually considering it to be green, which would be, oh, never mind, I reconciled it. So that actually came in a little bit over at $183. And I got one of those, I drink coffee like once a month, and so I really wanted one of those crunch ribbon, one of those, and that took me right over budget by 83 cents. As for my husband's allowance, he came in under at $45.68. As for beauty, this is going to be over at $249, over by $49, $249.59, and I chose to get the SNS for the first time and a pedicure, which I really don't get pedicures, to be honest. So I wanted one for May because I had a lot going on in May and I just wanted to look presentable, so that's why we're over there. For donations / gifts, we actually gifted about $400 this month. I lied. We actually loaned the money, which technically was a gift, and some of it has started to be paid back, but it's not included in this. This is just for other forms of donating and giving. So apparently, we aren't under, because that, I was not expecting to get that money back, but that money actually came back, so I can delete that from the app, and then that would mean that we only spent on everything outside of that other money that we just talked about $21.93, which is pretty good. Actually, that's a lie, because I actually gave more than that, but I took it out of restaurants and food because we were at a restaurant. Anyway, moving on to toiletries, that is a little over because we needed a new shower curtain, which is kind of unusual, and also I got some toiletries for Miami. So the next one is going to be miscellaneous, and that came in at $153.52, and that is just for things that we forget to budget for, basically. So for travel, we came in over at $857.35, and again, this month my husband did go to training, so some of his expenses came out of that, and also some came out of food, but we are over for travel, and that thing that I purchased for someone in New York came out of here as well. Personal trainer is $120 because the gym is like closed down or something weird, so I haven't been in a while. For the gym, that was obviously budgeted at $39.98. For gas, that is over at $163.18, which I find to be interesting. Again, some of the expenses, the travel expenses for my husband came out of there, but also gas is more expensive nowadays. So I think, beginning to budget $160. If I haven't already did it for June, I thought about it. For car insurance, that is due in June. Life insurance came out at $42.19. And then rent insurance was $197. This actually didn't come from our monthly budget. That came from savings. But I don't know if you guys remember me telling you that, but that is what happened there. For food, we were at over budget at $839.94. For my student loan payment, that was as budgeted at $356.75. And for my husband's student loans, we actually ended up only putting 1,350,67 extra plus the minimum payment, which was $73.42, which was technically under at $1,424.09. We were going to make another large payment so that we could hit our goal, but then once those medical bills started to roll in, it was kind of stressful. So therefore, we just decided that we would take that money and pay off the medical bills, because we were going to try to like stagger them, but they just kind of were piling up and I just couldn't deal. So we just decided to pay for all of the medical bills. Also, I did have to get car stuff done, and that was about $500. So that's an expense that we covered this month that did not come from this budget. Another expense that we covered that came from savings was a lot of smaller ones actually. My cell phone case cracked, so I had to get that. My cell phone screen cracked, so I had to get that replaced at $200. Then I bought this case and this screen protector, this glass screen protector, so hopefully it does not crack. And this case is pretty sturdy. It's a Tech 21, so I'm feeling like we won't have that issue again. So probably like a good $1,000 or more, probably more than that, ended up having to come from savings. And we just decided to instead of putting more towards the student loans, just go ahead and wipe out the medical debt, because obviously that makes the most sense. Again, we were going to try to stagger them and like pay them as they came in, like when they were due, but they just kind of more of them popped up and I just couldn't handle it. So we just paid them all. So now we're back to not having any debt outside of student loan debt. And then rollover actually was, I don't even know. I normally don't even keep track of that, to be honest. So, but anyway, this is pretty much the spending that we did for the month of May. I would like to think that May went relatively well. Even as for this, the only one of these that I'm like really mad at is probably, not really any of them. I'm kind of annoyed that those medical bills that our insurances don't pay for as much as I would like for them to pay for. But I'm really not mad at really anything outside of being annoyed that we couldn't put that money towards my husband's student loans. I'm really not mad at this completely, because like I said, a lot of that was him paying for his food while he was away for that week for training and like stuff like that. So this is how we did for the month of May. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.